Hey guys, welcome back to Rockwell Acres Farm. Today I'm on the west side of our property. This is the location where we leave our cows pretty much in the summertime, and we take them off of our big pasture so that we can get hay to grow in there. Okay, this pasture is a combination of woods and grass. Has a nice little pond down here where they can get in there and get something to drink. One problem that we have on this pasture is we have a lot of grass, but we also have a lot of weeds. Where we are in our area, it's pretty rocky, and we have to have a lot of area to cover for our cattle, depending upon how many we have. If we have like just a few cows, we can graze this all summer long and not have any issues with it. But when we get 14 or 15 cows, this pasture just doesn't support that many cows. So what we're doing is, over the last few months, we have been going to different locations on our farm, and we've been clearing property. This area out here was extremely rough. It had a lot of dead trees down. There just wasn't a whole lot of place for the cows to come. They couldn't get in here actually because it was so thick. Early spring I came in here and I did a whole bunch of clearing. Last winter we purchased a 680 case dozer, and I came in here and I did a lot of just clearing of all the weeds and the brush and the trees, everything that I could find that was easily removable. Turn this kind of into what I call a civil pasture, a combination of trees and grass. And obviously it's still a work in progress, but we added a couple of acres to our place by doing that. A few days ago I came in and I moved all the cows off of this place. We've put them on the big pasture just a few days ago, and I'm hoping that just by doing that, this will give some of this ground some rest and allow it to kind of come back. On the other side of our property, we have a really nice stretch of woods that are, maybe 6, 7, 8 inch in diameter trees. It's very easy to pull those trees down and turn it back into a pasture, because at one point or another it had been a pasture probably many years ago, and it just overgrew. So what I'm doing is I'm going in there and I'm dozing it and making pasture out of it. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing on this video today. Is we're going to go in there, we're going to flatten out some more land, and we're going to grade it out and turn it into pasture. I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be sowing orchard grass and wheat. I'm going to use wheat as a starter to get the grass to grow. And then I'm going to put in the orchard grass underneath the wheat, and hopefully that wheat will kind of give the orchard grass a little bit of a shade in the hot times. We don't have a whole lot of cows right now. We have a few mamas and a couple of babies, but they still eat everything that they see. They eat it, and with all these weeds, it really makes it hard on our mamas to be able to keep them here for long periods of time. So hopefully at some point we'll begin to rotate graze our cattle, and we'll be able to heal this land here. I don't know that it's ever really been fertilized or had anything on it, but it definitely has a lot of weeds. The wonderful thing about fixing your pastures and getting really good quality grass in your pastures is that it helps the wildlife also, and I'm a huge advocate for that. I love running deer, I love seeing deer on our property, but just healing this pasture here and where it's at, the location it is at, I believe that we would end up having a whole lot of deer on this place right here, just coming in the evening times in the cool of the day and just grazing. So if I can get this land healed up and get the weeds off of this pasture, and this become all grass rather than weeds, and it give the wildlife the nutrients that they need, it'll actually hold more deer on our place. This is my backyard. I've been working on this for probably the last 4 or 5 months, just a little here and a little there. Here's my dozer. My dozer is a K650. I really like it. It's a lot of fun to operate. But today I'm going to knock these piles down and kind of grade out all of this around here. And then eventually, maybe today I might get over here and get some of these trees down that's over here. But this actually will go all the way over to the summer field, and the cows will be able to graze that whole west side and all this. It's kind of, if you imagine it being an L shape, that's what we're dealing with here. Guys, as you can see, it's a mess in here right now, but it's coming together. It's pretty thick, but at some point in the next few months, probably, hopefully by the next spring for sure, it's going to start to turn into what the rest of my backyard looks like, which is pretty open. Quite a bit of good dirt in there. It used to be all trees, so the topsoil is about 10-12 inches deep. So within time, we're going to go from right here, from this right here to this right here. So as I go, I'm pushing the dirt down the hill and kind of just working its way down, and it's covering a lot of the bigger rocks up. There were a lot of rocks in here, and as I push the dirt down, the topsoil, which is about 10 to 12 inches deep, mainly because all this was trees, so years and years of leaves and different things like that, leaves and litter, and just years and years of that kind of stuff, years and years of leaf litter has allowed the topsoil to compact and build up. So I've got about 10, like I said, about 10 or 12 inches of topsoil in here. As I'm pushing the dirt down, I'm actually able to cover some of the rocks up that are here. So over the last couple of months, I've been clearing this little area right here. It's probably 2 or 3 acres. I'm taking most of the trees, probably 95% of the trees. I'm leaving a few here and there scattered for shade, but I've got this pretty much graded out as good as I'm going to get it. So I'm going to end up putting some seed down. Like I said earlier, I'm going to put wheat seed down, and then I'm going to overseed it with orchard grass or a good cattle mix. It's coming along really nicely. It's a big project, and it's taken forever, but once I get it done, I'll be happy. I'll be able to fence all this off, and our cows will have plenty of extra grass to graze on. I'm also going to go in with some fescue. The type of cows that we have are pretty tolerant to fescue grass, and fescue grass grows amazingly well out here. And fescue grass actually will grow on rocks, believe it or not. It's pretty potent grass. It's pretty easy to grow. It gets really, really thick, and it's a good source of protein for cows. You know, we'll have to put some mineral out or whatnot with that, but they will do well they'll do well on fescue. But they're going to have a combination: fescue, orchard grass, probably some Bermuda. We'll just sow all kinds of different stuff in here. Good cattle mix, and hopefully they will be healthy, and it also pull in a lot of deer. There's nothing like looking out your back door and seeing a nice big racked buck in your backyard. That's an amazing thing to see, and that's what we tend to do here, is to get those deer and all of the wildlife to actually come into our backyard so we can watch them. So it's getting later in the evening, so I'm probably going to call it a day. Besides that, running the dozer for a good amount of time, it wears your back out. You get a lot of bumps and stuff, and my back just is kind of done with it for today. But if you like our content and you enjoy watching our videos, please like and subscribe. It helps us to bring in more content. It makes it fun for us, and we would love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for joining us today.